And welcome everyone to round 7 of IOR Season 12. We are today at Baku for the Azerbaijan GP, one of the most challenging races of the season. It's the street circuit of Baku, which many times brings chaos into racing, both in real life and in league racing, of course. We got only 14 drivers today, some drivers getting race bans and stuff. We got then Motorway back in IOR since 2 weeks ago. This time as a reserve driver for the Aston Martin team. He's been disqualified from the session. He said had an issue with his controller. Unfortunately will not be able to do qualifying, though we'll wait for him on the race. We get then many people on the route laps already. We got Equasar, the championship leader, leading by 1 point in front of Joseph Vesely. Having 14 drivers make it a little bit easier for the guys fighting for the championship to not lose points against the guys at the back. We got then Mark and Sikaloko, who have been given a quali ban, so we'll be starting at the back of the grid. Charlie demanded one in Australia, the first round of the season. Can he maybe make it another win today here in Baku? Following him into the first sector of the track. It's a track with a very long straight, and then this smaller straight, but you can still overtake here. It's much more difficult, but it's not impossible. We had an overtake here for the win of the race a couple of seasons ago in lap 25. Gonna follow now Charlie. I wonder how much wings is everyone using. I think you can go very low on a track like this. 34.7 for Charlie in sector 1. We're gonna go with Jensen. It's a 35, 3 times lower than the man in the Mercedes. Money Game, as known before, Jensen is now coming into the Castle section. He said in the post-race interviews this was a track he didn't really like too much. But well, we'll see if that's true or not. Maybe he's gonna find the pace anyway today. Omar also said he didn't feel really comfortable around here, if someone remembers the post-race interviews from last week. But well, who knows, still two very strong drivers, so I believe they can find some really good pace. Charlie at the moment is finding some very strong pace, I believe. We'll see if that's true or not. He's though used a lot of battery already. I think that's gonna cost him in this final sector a little bit. He's running out of battery. Maybe it's not the best battery deployment. We'll see what Equasar can do. Equasar's a very quick driver in qualifying. Charlie's got a 38.4. Gonna go then with Equasar, who's coming to finish his flying lap. He has way better battery than Charlie. That may give him an advantage. Jensen's done a 39.2. Well, at the moment struggling a lot here in this street circuit. Now Pitbull's gone to P3 of 41.9, and not a great lap time for Pitbull. Equasar goes third, fastest 39.4. Charlie dominated. Oh, Charlie's crashed out on his own. Charlie's crashed out. The man that seemed like in a great position for Paul has crashed out. That's a massive hit for the qualifying. Well, I wonder if his Sanfo can survive with that time in the pole position. It would be interesting to see that. We got Omar then on a lap as well. Well, we're gonna go on with Omar into the main straight. He still has a lot of battery to deploy. He saved all his battery for this long straight. I wonder if he can try and match Charlie's time. He said, like I said before, didn't feel comfortable on this track as well. But maybe on practice he'll find the pace. No, he's really far behind. 5 tenths behind Charlie. Charlie set a massive time but crashed out, and that's gonna make it a little bit more interesting. Dino Bino Bambino, the man that got a podium after a penalty for Equasar post-race, finished his first podium after 4 years since France Season 4, a long time ago in F1 2021. Back to the podium in Austria, a track that he felt very comfortable on. Well, now doesn't seem to be in the pace, at least at the moment here in Baku. Charlie might get the most ironic pole of the season, I'll say. He got the time, crashed out, and might still keep it to the end. I want to see if there's any comment from Charlie about this, because it's quite crazy to see. Well, 11 minutes to go, still a long time, and well, we'll see if Charlie can survive with that time. He managed to be 5 times quicker than Omar. Equasar's not showing the pace as well at the moment, compared to Charlie and the other guys. His match with Jensen is a little bit behind Omar. And then we gotta see still what Joseph Vesely can do. He's on an outlap. Onian could be a surprise today as well. Onion showed really good pace. Could a track like Baku give him maybe a first victory of the season? If I'm not wrong, he already has some podiums, or one podium at least. He's got a podium in. Got the podium in Singapore, round 3. Then I think he was close in silver. Somebody, yeah, he hasn't got another podium, but's been there scoring in a consistent top 5s, I believe. Last week, if I'm not wrong, he got a top 5 as well. I think finished on P5. Or P4, I think. But it's been a very solid driver. They're fighting for P3 in the standings. We'll see what he's capable of doing today in a track like Baku. We'll see what Mark and Sikaloco, the Alpine guys, can do starting at the back. With only 14 drivers, I think they can expect a really good race for them. Even though starting at the back, Baku might save them actually from some chaos at the front. Following now Onian in the line, it's a 40.4, not a great lap time by Onian. Wilco had a really solid pace in Austria. Might repeat. Bonbons showing very strong pace as well today, in this qualifying at least. Joseph Vesely, the man that's 1 point behind the championship leader, our season 10 champion, looking for that second crown in his career. It's gonna be hard against a very quick and consistent driver like Equasar, but nothing is impossible. He was close to winning in Silverstone, though the safety car changed things, made Equasar get a little advantage there with the safety car. He was playing on the 2-stopper while Joseph was on the 1-stopper. So yeah, if the championship is decided by like 5 points by the end of the season, I think that race will be remembered as one that maybe could change the championship between these two. Following now Joseph Vesely through the castle section. So got a little tap there. It's not looking like a very solid lap for the man in second place in the standings. Joseph Vesely has not had a great last race in. Oh, and he's got massively blocked there by an Alpine. That's Mark. Well, that's probably gonna be a penalty after the race. I guess he didn't see him, but, well, if reported, it's most likely going to be a penalty, because, yeah, you saw it there. Got blocked in qualifying. Well, the lap wasn't really good from Joseph Vesely anyway, so I guess it was not going to count. We got Equasar on a flying lap. I wonder how much can this guy improve. The championship leader. Gonna go on board with him into the middle of Sector 1. It's not deployed that much battery. It's gonna go down to second gear. Might be a little bit low gear in my opinion to take that corner. Finish in Sector 1 is gonna be a 35.2, improving 67 thousandths of a second. The fun thing is Charlie with his first run might still get pole position. Seems to be dominant around this track. Not starting on pole though may cost him in... Oh, it's invalidated Equasar. Not starting on pole may cost big chance of victory because... Yeah, Baku, it's a track that you really don't want to get involved in all the chaos that might happen at the back. So yeah, Charlie will hope he... Jensen improving 3 tenths in Sector 1. Is getting a little bit close up there. We'll see what Charlie can do about it. No, not what can he do about it. We'll see if he can survive there in that position. Jensen going very aggressive there in the castle section, nearly hitting the wall there. Jensen's a very quick driver, and we're probably gonna see him improve much more in this second sector. Saving the battery for the last one. He's gonna bit over the bump there, hitting a little bit the wall. Not sure if that cost him a little bit of time or not. Improving 6 tenths, that's a great improvement. Still gonna be a little bit behind Charlie's time, though he still has this main straight to improve, depending on how much battery he deployed on his previous run. Omar on a run as well, not sure how much can he be improving, but I guess it's probably not gonna be pole position for Charlie like things are going. Track's still improving a lot. Bonbon improving around 5 tenths, looks like in sector, or he's already finished the lap, yeah. Jensen's move up to P2, 1 tenth slower than Charlie. We're gonna go on with Omar. He's gonna come into the line. How far is he gonna be from P1? Improves 1 tenth, and it's still 3 tenths lower than Charlie, I'm sorry. Following now Wilco into the second sector. Following now Wilco into sector 2, improving 4 tenths. That's a very good improvement. He's gonna be moving, he's gonna be a little bit close to Equisar maybe if he gets a nice final sector. Bonbon's very quick, I gotta say. We'll see how close can Equisar get to the top guys. Charlie, Jensen, Omar. Following now Wilco in the line, and it's gonna be a 39.3. Moves up ahead of Bonbon. Great final sector there for the man in the kick. Revenge on a flying lap as well. He's gonna try and close up a little bit the gap to the leaders. He's very far behind his teammate in time, but well, doesn't seem to be improving. Yeah, he's gonna have to do another lap most likely. Dino Bino Bambino is very far on pace, seems like at the moment. I guess a podium repeat from last week, it's not what you would expect at this point. He's not deployed that much battery actually. Pitbull has retired from the session. It's going to be starting on P10 or P11, probably because Joseph's probably going to set a lap. Joseph Vasily needs to improve his qualifying. I think I think quali's been pretty fine in the last 2 rounds, but yeah, not had a great performance last week in Austria, even though starting on P4. Today Baku might be a different story, though the gap of Equisar is only 1 point, and Equisar seems to be struggling a little bit today. This could be good for him in the championship fight. Dino's moved up to P8, 40.4. Onian is coming to finish his flying lap, getting a little bit of a slipstream there, I believe. In the line goes Onian, is gonna move up to P7. Doesn't seem to be very strong at the moment. Hello Baraka, my friend. Everything's going great. We come into one of the, of course, most difficult tracks in the calendar, but seems like it's gonna be a very fun race with every driver here. The pace is very close at the front and still have a lot to show in the remainder of qualifying. Charlie got a great lap at the beginning, but crashed out immediately after setting the lap, so he's gonna be trying to survive in that pole position by, well, hoping that no one else gets a better time. Now Jensen and Omar have closed up a lot the gap to that time. We'll see what Equisar can do as well. Joseph Vasily gonna go onward with this man. This needs to put up a great lap to have great chances in this fight for the championship. Following now Joseph Vasily into the end of sector 2. He's not deployed that much battery. He's gonna come now into the corner. It hits a little bit of wall there. Well, this is gonna be Joseph's last run for sure, because there's no time for more. Joseph Vesely now gonna get a nice lift trim by Dino Bino Bambino. Well, Dino Bino Bambino, they're helping Joseph Vesely, which is pretty interesting. Well, Dino giving there a nice toe to Joseph Vesely. Is Dino on a lap actually? Was let him go. And Joseph actually still only manages a P10. Well, I guess the lap wasn't great from before, and well, that's unfortunate. Joseph has a broken wing, I guess. And Dino, I'm not sure if he has time for another lap. Baraka says he thinks Charlie's safe on pole position. Though I wouldn't say yet, because you can see the gap between Omar and Jensen is only 1 or 3 tenths behind. So what I could say is he has a P3 in the back at least, but pole is going to be a little bit difficult. Gonna go on with Jensen then, looking for pole position today. Well, last week started on P3 if I'm not wrong, won the race. They aiming for pole position, though if you remember, no driver that has started on pole this season has won the race. No one has been able to win a race starting from pole. We'll see if today that can change. Charlie looking definitely like the fastest driver today. We'll see if he can win the race then. Jensen is improving 1/10 already in Sector 1. That may lead to probably a pole position. Onion will not be improving. Mark and Sikalok, of course, starting from the back. Same as Pitbull will be starting on P11, not being able to improve. I guess Dino and Joseph will not be improving as well, because they don't have any more time for another run. Probably Jensen might take pole position today, though like said before, Charlie seems like the strongest drivers for the race. At least in my opinion, it's looking like that. Following Jensen now into Sector 2. Coming into the end of Sector 2 and is going to be improving 2/10. That's going to be enough for pole. If he nails the final sector, which should be easy because it's just a long straight, then it should be job done for him. Omar, let's see if he has the enough pace in the final part of the lap to get pole position. Improving 6/10, that's a mega improvement. He still has a lot of battery. Omar is going to be taking pole for sure. Omar is definitely going to be on pole. Equisar improves to P4. Jensen is going to be on provisional pole, but Omar is probably going to be defeating that. Omar is going to be taking pole position today. Most likely. Following Omar now into the line. Can he get pole away from Jensen? Yes, he can. Omar by 1/10 will be starting once again in pole position. We'll see if this time he can keep it and not lose positions in the race. The following now Wilco into the end of his lap. I think he might make it to a top 4 maybe. He's not deploying the battery for some reason. Is he on a lap actually? Why is he not deploying the battery? I think he should do, but it's not doing well. I guess he wasn't on a lap. Yeah, he wasn't on a lap. And that's the end of qualifying. So another pole position for Omar. I guess it's going to be the third one of the season. 3 poles out of 7 races is a great record for Omar. Who are the other pole sitters this season? I guess it's... we get Luca, 2 pole positions. He's not in the league anymore. Then we get... Omar's got... no, actually Omar's got 4 pole positions this season. Yeah, and then 2 from Luca and 1 from Equisar. Yeah, that's it. No one else has been on pole, surprisingly. I just realized that. Welcome to IOR! This week we come to Baku for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, round 7 of 12 of season 12. We start the second half of the season in this street circuit, one of the hardest tracks in the calendar. We're gonna go now with the track layout to the arrest zones, a giant straight, which is gonna be the main overtaking point. Remember that Stroll Bottas in 2017. that photo finish that's happened as well in IOR Season 2 with Cucumber and Dino. Long time ago. 26 laps in. I think degradation might be a bit high here and people might run very low wings like it should be. Views of the track in the streets of Baku. Now we're gonna go with some of the past clips. It's a very chaotic track. Now battle into turn 1 and 2 between Dino and Chekos in Season 2 long ago. Dino will try to move around the outside. Still not gonna get it done, but we go into the next corner where he will break the latest around the outside and make a very nice move. Now the battle for the lead between Thales and Archives, here named as Colt in Season 8. Down the inside goes into turn 3. He's gonna get the move done. With 2 laps to go, now a mega crash with me involved with Thales and Will in Season 5. Double DNF for Ferrari in the Castle section. Now finally a move from Thales in Season 8 in the main straight against 2 drivers, gonna get the overtake done. Gonna be a fun one today. Many things can happen, it's a crazy track. Well. You saw the intro video, it's not an easy track at all. Saw those crashes, those great moves as well. And well, a lot of history in Baku in IOR, even though only having 4 editions on this race. We're gonna go with the strategies then. Split strategies between mediums and hards. Jensen on the hard tires, then we get Omar, Charlie, Equasor, Bombon on the mediums, Wilco and Revenge on the hards. Oni Andino and Joseph on the mediums, Pitbull, Sika Loco Motorway on the hards, and Mark finally on the mediums. We're gonna go then with the... no, it's okay, yeah. We got all the information then. There you go with the past winners on Baku. Me, the man that's doing this stream, winning in Season 1. I did an alternate strategy by, well, doing medium soft, which was possible in F1 2020. Then Stanley in Season 2, great driver from that time in 2020, surviving a chaotic race. I recommend Baku Season 2 a lot for people that would like to watch past races. Was a absolute cinema of a race, probably the best race in Baku, one of the best historical races in the league as well. Baraka winning in Season 5, we got that stream on a different channel, in my personal channel, because I DNF that race, so I started streaming the rest of the race. I don't have a lot of memories apart from my DNF from that race, but I'm pretty sure we had a nice fight in the rest of the race. And then finally Thales winning in Season 8, doing that move on Archives with 2 laps to go. Thales champion as well in IOR. Actually, this track... Baraka, Thales, and me are champions, and we've won here. Stanley is the only champion that has not won. That has won in Baku. The only driver that's not a champion that has won in Baku. Then other interesting thing to say is in Baraka case and mine, the season we won that race in Baku, we became champions. Then we weren't champions when we won here. We became champions later that season. So yeah, a little bit of history of IOR. I'm not sure if you're listening right now, Baraka, but yeah, I probably remember some of these facts from the past. And also gotta say that we haven't raced in Baku in 3 years in IOR. Last time was in F1 2023. So yeah, it's a 3-year time since we come back here. Then we have Worldwide Shell says Team Bonbon, supporting the man in the Aston Martin. We're gonna get started then with this Azerbaijan GP. Lights out and away we go. Who's got the better start? Jensen's probably not gonna get a great one, but due to the turn 1 being short, he manages to stay in P2 of the race. Though Charlie's gonna be on an attack very soon, being on those medium tires, gonna try and make the move all the way around the outside. Is gonna go side by side with Jensen. Beautiful move there by Charlie around the outside, getting the overtake down against the man in the Williams. Equasor is gonna be thinking about doing the same. Jensen though might not give up yet. Omar's already leading by 1.2 seconds in front of Charlie. Equasor right at the back of Jensen. We got an accident at the back. That's Joseph Vesely dropping positions. Joseph Vesely in last position. That's not good for the championship leader. Well, probably not gonna see many action in this sector because, yeah, there's not real places to overtake here. We're gonna see what happened to Joseph Vasily. Joseph Vasily is... does he have wing damage? Yes, he does. Mark has no wing at all. That's very unfortunate for Mark, starting at the back. Could have expected a better race for himself. Now, Charlie's trying to close up the gap into Omar. Equusar is trying to close up the gap to Jensen. Jensen's showing great pace even though being on those hard tires. Oh, Jensen's hit a little bit the curb there. That's gonna help Equusar a little bit to close up the gap. It's a big chase here for the win in Baku. Equusar's right at the back of Jensen. Jensen will not be getting DRS, seems like. No, actually he's gonna be closing up a little bit the gap now on Charlie, depending how much battery these two are gonna deploy. Charlie's deploying a lot of battery, wants to build that gap against Jensen. Equusar just trying to stick it nice and clean at the back of the man in the Williams. This is great news for Equusar at the moment, knowing his championship rival is P13 of the race with broken wing. I don't know if he's listening to the stream, but yeah, he's probably going to be happy to listen to that. Wilco having a fight here against Revenge. Revenge getting a beautiful move there on the outside of Wilco. Moves up to P6 of the race. Jensen's going to try and close up the gap to Charlie on the hard set of tires. Jensen's showing really good pace. Equusar and Bonbon trying to stick to the pack as well. Well, Charlie's not showing the same pace he showed in qualifying in the race. Joseph and Mark in the pit lane, like it was expected. Charlie now seems to be struggling a little bit in race pace, which is actually quite surprising. Does he have any type of damage? Because it's the pace is showing at the moment is horrible. It's a horrible pace from Charlie at the moment. Losing nearly 3 seconds in 2 laps against Omar. He's probably been making a lot of mistakes, and it's probably going to be a not hard move for Jensen like it's going. Bonbon sticking to the DRS as well. Now he's lost a little bit. Well, we'll see what he can do on those medium tires. Jensen's actually the one that's showing great pace on the hards. But now Jensen once again seems to struggle in that curve a little bit. But this time it's not been that bad like before. We'll see what wings is everyone using. If Jensen's going to be able to overtake Charlie into the main straight or not. This could be a move here for P2 of the race. Jensen versus Charlie for second position of the GP. Jensen's on a charge right now. Charlie's gonna try and defend. No, it's really not likely to be possible to defend this one. Jensen goes there down the inside and is gonna get the overtake done nice and clean. Jensen moves up to P2 of the race. Great move there by the Williams driver. Now we'll see if Charlie can try and find some pace once again at the back of the Williams. Now Charlie's going to try and retake the position. I think he's got a great exit here into the corner. Now he's going to get close into the back of Jensen. He's going to try the overtake down the inside. There he goes. Charlie back into second of the race. Side by side go the cars. Oh, he puts him into the wall there. Jensen in the wall. Yeah, that's a very difficult corner to go side by side. And that's going to be Jensen with a broken front wing there. He's going to go down the inside. He's going to send the overtake on Charlie. Oh, that was a very, very aggressive move. Oh, banging wheels go the two of them. Equusar is going to get past both of them. Well, Jensen very, very frustrated with that move from Charlie. Sending the dive there. Well, I guess probably could be a penalty for both there for each of the moves. I gotta say, Jensen's move was very, very ambitious there. But I guess it was probably motivated by anger. Though, of course, it doesn't justify. Yeah, Charlie didn't left him any room on the outside. Though, like I said before, it's a very tricky corner. Still, I guess, I think Jensen deserved much more space there. And that's Bonbon going off the road, and that's going to allow Wilco to get really close to the back of him. Wilco's going to be attacking now for that P5 of the race. Has a very easy overtake on his hands. Following now, Wilco is going to be right at the back of Bonbon. Is going to get the overtake done around the outside. Nice move from Wilco all the way around the outside. Gets the overtake done. Moves up to P5 of the race. Jensen's still somehow surviving with that broken front wing. And actually both have a broken front wing. Well, I guess Baku you always run very low wings. So I guess the wing's not going to be very important after all. Might suffer a little bit in the second sector though. All this helping Omar build the gap. 5.5 seconds is a mega gap for the man in the Red Bull. We're looking here for probably a great performance today by the man in the Red Bull. Dominating this race, and well, you can see all what costed Charlie that poor qualifying. Well, getting that crash, of course. Jensen finding pace even on the broken front wing. Well, I guess one M plate's not going to cost him that much time. In this corner section, it will cost him a little bit, though. Wilco's quickly closing up the gap to Charlie as well. Wilco once again is showing great race pace like last week in Austria. Charlie having a little bit of a slide there. Now Wilco's going to be right at the back of him. Those mediums are not lasting very much, I would have to say. We have a big train, I guess, here between Revenge, Onian, Dino Bino Bambino, Sicaloco, Motorway, Pitbull. Mark and Joseph Vesely fighting for P13 of the race at the back. Very unfortunate race for both of them. Of course, a safety car may save them. That's never discarded in a track like Baku, but yeah, it's still very unfortunate. Equosar at the moment matching Omar's pace, which, well, shows what Equosar could be doing without that safety car, without that poor qualifying, or no, maybe not poor qualifying, but Charlie's quickly into the pit lane, even though I think he doesn't have damage, but, or maybe not visible damage, because but probably has tire deck, very high deck because of the hit. Yeah, I know that probably a hit against the wall can give you degradation as well. Onian battling against Revenge here, Sicaloco, Dino Bino Bambino in this fight as well. Jensen getting the move done against Equosar. Now we'll see what Jensen's pace is going to be on those, with that broken front wing, but with clean air though. Jensen with a broken front wing still is showing a very, very solid pace. Though, gotta say, it was still quite interesting to see Charlie pitting this early only on lap 5. Unless the mediums are really this bad, then I guess we will see Omar and Equosar coming to the pit lane soon. Because, yeah, Jensen is closing up the gap very fast to Omar. Mediums are very bad around the Baku, seems like. Wilco is probably gonna start then closing up the gap to Equosar as well. We probably want to be on the worst tire to begin the race. Omar's probably going to extend a little bit more, having in mind he has that time advantage of 6 seconds. Equosar though looking solid for a podium. Wilco could be on the fight for the podium as well. Let's not discard him at all. Omar opening a little bit the gap against Jensen there. Still showing a little bit better pace on those medium tires. Equosar struggling a little bit on pace compared to the man in the Williams. Still looking solid for a podium though. Revenge battling against Onian. Onian making the move once again into P5. Revenge sends a dive down the inside. Though there goes the switch back from Onian, is going to be taking back P5 of the race. Now Revenge thinks about a move there, a little bit an optimistic one, but nice to see these guys giving space to each other. Very, very clean driving by them here in Baku. There goes around the outside, Revenge. This is probably not a corner I would recommend to go side by side. Like I said before, you don't have much space on the outside. Still, Revenge managed to move. A little bit of contact, yes, but definitely this is not a corner I would recommend to go side by side at all. Wilco trying to close up a little bit the gap against Equosar. Bonbon spitted as well for fresh medium tires at the back of Mark. Well, now something's happened to Jensen because he's lost suddenly. Oh, yeah, he spun there. Spun well, it's not good to drive with a broken wing. And yeah, that has cost him now. Wilco moves up into podium position. Revenge is going to be closing up the gap to the man on the Williams now, and he's gone off the road there. Jensen is now going to be definitely overtaken by at least Revenge. Omar's coming now into the pit lane. Interesting move here from the man in the Red Bull. Revenge is going to be getting now the overtake done against Jensen. But Jensen's using the battery. He doesn't want to lose the place against Revenge. Pitbull is out of the race in the main straight, and that's, I don't know if that's a BSU or a safety car. It looks to me like a BSC. Jensen's gone off the road. I don't know what's happened there, but he's gone off the road. Someone's gone off the road as well. Motorway. What's this? What's this party of going off the road? Well, it's not a full safety car, it's just a BSC, and Pitbull's out of the race. Only a BSC, which will really not change much, I think. Dinos took the advantage to pit for fresh, hard tires. He's being benefited by this BSC. Sika Loco, who started at the back's already up into P5 of the race, which is really interesting to see. Jensen is with that broken front wing, and well, he's Baraka says, is there oil in turn 1? Well, seems like it, mate. I guess they're probably having the Hamilton issue from 2021 or something. Because yeah, it's crazy to go so deep there into that corner. But well, this is not a race start. This is even on a BSC, it's happening. It's kind of crazy. Well, we get going now in Baku. Jensen having a fight here against Onion. Onion, oh! What is this? Sika Loco with a broken front wing, seems like. Onion right at the back of Jensen. This race has turned into chaos. Pure chaos. Sika Loco has end plate damage as well. Not anything really that bad. And Wilco could be up to the net lead of the race very soon as it's going. Ecosar stays out to take the lead of the race. 2 seconds in front of Wilco. Have a crazy fight here for P3 of the race. There goes Sika Loco to the lead of the pack, up into P3 of the race. There goes Revenge defending against Jensen. Jensen banging wheels with the man in the RB. I'm sorry, I forgot. Baraka says, I think Jensen rears are overheating, sliding too much. There goes Revenge defending from the man in the Williams. Omar is gonna get into this pack as well. Might be a little bit chaotic for the man in the Red Bull. It's not gonna be that easy to get past the guys in front of him, and he might lose a little bit of time. He's also gonna get backed up into Charlie as well, which is interesting. Charlie, the man that started struggling a lot in the race, is gonna be back in the pack. There goes, what is this? What am I seeing? What am I seeing? What have my eyes just seen there? What have my eyes just seen there? What have I just seen there? What have I seen there? Well, here goes Omar to take Revenge's position. Moves up to P3 of the race with his stop already have been made. And is gonna be looking to close up the gap into Wilco. Is gonna be looking to close up the gap into Ecosor as well. Here comes Charlie is gonna try and get the overtake done. Thompson's out of the race. Jensen in the main straight. We got another virtual safety car. Who's gonna be taking advantage to pit now? It's Revenge coming into the pit lane. Revenge pit. Sika Loco's in the pit lane as well. I believe it's been quite I believe it's been quite unfortunate for Ecosar and Wilco that got caught before they could pit. This is helping Omar as well. Charlie is back in this race somehow. And he has a broken end plate now, so well, not great news for Charlie either. Dino Vito Bambino somehow finds himself into a net P5. Revenge's got a drive-thru for spitting under the BSC. Dino Vito Bambino's gone off the row. What are you doing, Dinosaur? Dinosaur, what are you doing, mate? Dinosaur, please, focus. Dinosaur, Mr. Dinosaur. Oh, and that's a crash. And that's a reset to track, I guess. I don't know. what my dinosaur doing there. Well, it is what it is, and I have to move for a little moment because my laptop is running out of battery, so I'm gonna be back in a second. We'll keep an eye on what's happening here. Omar's already at the back of Wilco to try and get that overtake done. Wilco's gonna be at the back of Equusar. And Omar's on the lead of the race. Equusar and Wilco make their stop. Now Charlie 1.9 behind. Equusar will not have to stop again. He can carry these tires for the end of the race. Omar now with a clean lead there. But seems to be struggling a little bit against Charlie somehow. Charlie's closing up the gap now. Revenge getting there, a 10-second penalty for spinning in the pit lane, going to serve the drive-through. That's gonna make it one more place for Joseph Vesely. Well, this race has been pure chaos. Baraka says, was that a major screen freeze or something on the previous lap for Jensen? I don't know what's happening, mate. I really can't explain what I saw, but... Well, we know how this game works. It's a very crazy game, so yeah, really not that surprised. Well, Equusar is looking good to make it to the podium at least. Shouldn't be hard to get past Bonbon now and then Onion, who have a little bit older tires, and Equusar had the better pace. Wilco couldn't be in the move as well and can come to score very good points. Here comes Equusar, is going to make the move for P4 of the race, then is going to go chase Onion. And I don't know if Onion is in communication with Joseph Vesely, but he should try and help his teammate if he knows, but I don't know if he knows, so... Probably should try and help his teammate. Wilco's going to be trying to attack maybe Equusar as well. I don't know if Onion knows about it, but yeah, Equusar is Joseph's championship rival, so I guess he... Maybe should try back him off a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if he can as well. He has 2 lap tire difference, though the mediums should still be a little bit better than the hards. Well, Wilco might indirectly be working for Joseph as well if he can pass Equusar. Well, as we know, Omar and Charlie may not have to stop again. I don't know if they will or not, but probably they don't have to. Then Onion definitely has to stop again. Wilco definitely has to stop again, same as Bonbon. Oh, we got an accident. That's Joseph Vesely. Joseph Vesely's made a mistake there. Oh, that's very unfortunate. He has no wing. This race is an absolute nightmare for the man trying to win his second championship, and well, he basically depends on a miracle now to be back on this. As it's going, he's not gonna get anywhere. But yeah, he needs to try and finish the race and score as much points as possible still. Every point counts, every point will count at the end of the season. Vino Vino Bambino at the back of Sicaloco is on the slipstream of the man on the... Oh, Wilco now got the move done against Equusar. Wilco's moved up to P5 of the race. Wilco up into P5. Omar seems to be safe on that lead of the race. 3.5 in front of Charlie already. Charlie cannot respond, also because he has a broken front wing, so... Yeah, we cannot expect Charlie to really be a serious contender with damage on the car. He's safe for a podium though, he still has the pace to stay there. But once again, crashing out on quali was a massive mistake from him. I think he could have gone a win. I mean, he Seemed like he probably was gonna be the better driver on pace in this race, but yeah, getting a poor lap 1, having to be stuck on traffic and stuff on cars that you could probably be faster, you could be ahead of them by getting, of course, pole position. Complicated him a lot in this race. Of course, if a safety car happens, which is probable, he can still win it. But at the moment, P2 seems like it's gonna be probably the best he will be able to achieve today. Meanwhile, Wilco's closing up the gap to Onion. Wilco right at the back of the man on the Haas, the teammate of Joseph Vesely. He's gonna be trying to get into his DRS, into his slipstream. And he's gonna try and attack for that P3 of the race. It's a three-way fight for the podium between Equasar, Wilco and Onion. I think still Equasar has the pace advantage, has the strategy advantage against the other two drivers. But yeah, a battle is a battle and we won't know to the end of the race. Charlie starts to struggle a lot on pace, he's already 5 seconds behind. Onion is closed a little bit the gap. Wilco is going to be trying to attack Onion as well for that P3 of the race. Wilco still looking for that first podium of his IOR career. This could as well bring Omar back into contention for the championship, I'm not sure, because he's still quite far with half the season to go. Though yeah, 5 races a lot can happen. But yeah, at least he needs to try and score as much as possible. And yeah, of course he's taking advantage of this very complicated race from one of his rivals, Joseph Vesely. Equasar's also gonna be taking a massive advantage if Joseph Vesely doesn't somehow get back into contention. We're following the fight between Wilco, Onion and Equasar for P3 of the race. Charlie keeps losing pace against Omar, but the gap is consistent between him and Onion, so like I said before, safe to keep that P2 of the race. Revenge has retired in the pit lane, he didn't want to continue this GP, and that's going to give Joseph Vesely one more position. He's gone deep once again. Well, Joseph definitely needs to lock in. We need the Joseph of a couple races ago back if he wants to keep fighting for this championship. I trust he will be back, but yeah, today it's definitely not a great day so far, because yeah, you never know what can change. Following now Wilco at the back of Onion with a little bit better battery. Also with the DRS 410s behind, he's going to try and get the overtake done into the main straight. Following now Wilco into the main straight, he's going to get the overtake done. There goes Wilco, moves up to P3 of the race. Wilco up to 3rd. Wilco moves up to P3 ahead of Onion, ahead of Equasar. Well, was already ahead of Equasar. Onion's gonna try and fight it back, but no, prefers to back off there. Not gonna try and attack the man on the kick that has a little bit better tires than him. Now he's well, like I said before, I don't know if he's talking with Joseph about teamwork and stuff, but maybe even if he doesn't want, we'll end up helping him a little bit back in Equasar, at least a little bit of time. Maybe allowing Wilco to take a podium, who knows, but we'll see. Wilco starts to build a gap against Onion. And is closing up the gap against Charlie as well. Maybe Charlie will need to pick up the pace a little bit as it's going. Could be in danger to lose the podium against Wilco on the faster compound of tire. Though Wilco has to stop again. Charlie is not forced to stop again. But we'll see what the tire difference is. Also having no damage will be very helpful for the man on the kick. Onion doesn't want to give up here. He's going to be attacking Wilco once again for that P3 of the race. So his slipstream is going to be on the DRS soon as well. But he's very far behind to think about a move. So yeah, nothing will change here. Wilco will still stay in that P3 of the race. Goes a little bit defensive there. Equasar thinks about an attack as well, but has to back off for at least 4 now. Dino Bambino's the one that's going to be attacking now. Sika Loco for a P7 of the race. P6 now because Bonbon's coming to the pit lane. Dino Bambino now up into P6 of the race. I'm not sure if he's going to try and go to the end with those Hard tires, he probably will. Looking solid for another top 5 for the man in the Ferrari, who's gonna be scoring some very strong points today as well. Might lose the third position in the standings to Omar most likely, like the race is going at the moment. Bonbons come out on fresh hearts in P10 of the race. Well, now Wilco's pulled away from Onian, and this is going to be great news for Equasar, who's going to get a clean move against the man on the Haas. Following now Equasar right at the back of Onian. This is going to be a very easy move for P4 of the race. And then he's going to go on the chase for Wilco because, yeah, those hearts probably better than the mediums at the moment. Has better battery, has better pace. And, yep, he's going to be going after that kick very, very soon. Onian's coming to the pit lane. He wants to go for the undercut against Wilco. He's attempting there for the... trying to finish ahead of the man on the kick. Now there's going to be under pressure from the man on the Racing Bulls. Sicaloco's in the pit lane as well. Dino Bino Bambino moves up to P5 now. Mark coming into the pit lane. I think Omar's going to try and extend that advantage till, I guess, till he can pit and... come out in front of Wilco. Most likely doesn't want to get traffic after making a stop. It's also good because he's opening the gap against Equasar. So yeah, he wants to not fall behind his maybe rival for the championship. Wilco for some reason is appeared ghosted there. Might have made a little mistake. I don't know what's happening there, but seen a couple of glitches today. Maybe it's time for the man on the kick to come into the pit lane. The mediums don't last at all, I've seen on this track. At all. They are very, very bad tire to be on. That's my personal opinion, but I think it is the truth. Now Wilco's starting to find the pace once again. But I wonder if Equasar is ready to attack. Wilco has no battery. Charlie's coming into the pit lane. He's gonna fall behind Equasar and Wilco. Equasar now is going to get the overtake done around the outside. Is Wilco coming in the pit lane as well? No, he's going to stay out. Wilco's going to stay out. Charlie's here replacing the front wing. Yes, he is. That's going to be an interesting decision to take. He's going to find a little bit better pace, but he's going to lose track position to Equasar and Wilco. He's going to lose considerable time as well. He's going to be overtaken by Dino too. No, Dino's in the pit lane as well. Onion will stay out. Onion's going to be behind Charlie. And Dino in the pit lane for a new set of hearts to go to the end of the race. Bombo now sets the fastest lap on the hard tires. That's what fresh tires can do. Omar, meanwhile, in the lead of the race, will not be pitting yet. Charlie then, nearly 10 seconds behind Equasar. Can he retake P2 today? That's going to be an interesting question to ask Wilco, still to make his final stop of the day. I think that stop probably should come soon. I don't know how much he's going to plan to extend those medium tires. But it's already started to lose time against Equasar. It's going to start to lose time against Charlie as well. And he will need to close up the gap against Onion, who's got a massive undercut against him already. Dino Bino Bambino battling against Sicaloco here. Side by side go the two of them. I think Dino's just gonna let him go, and no, they try and go side by side. Dino Bino Bambino, that's a very risky place to try and make that move. But yeah, Dino lets him go. He's gonna try the move then into the next straight. Charlie's quickly closing the gap to Wilco. Wilco who still decides to stay out. He's gonna wait a little bit more. Maybe he's waiting for a safety car. That could be a thing as well. Oh, Echosaurus made a mistake. Echosaurus made a little mistake there and... Oh, Echosaurus left the session. Echosaurus left the session. I need to invite him very quick. Wilkos left the... Have I left the session? No, the two of them have left the session. What? Interesting. I need to get them back very soon. Right, invite send to Equasar. I don't find Wilco. Pitbull has sent the invite then to Equasar and Wilco. Wilco's back in the lobby, though this has cost him position against Charlie already. Unfortunate moment for both of them, both for Equasar and for Wilco. But yeah, hopefully they'll be joining the... They'll be taking control of their cars back soon. Oh, but yeah, those connection issues are messing up a lot of things there. And yeah, that's gonna allow Onion through. Onion is past and is gonna get past Equasar most likely as well. Onion has just got possibly a surprise podium out of nowhere. Well, Equasar is gonna be getting the DRS. It's a little bit, well, it's gonna be trying to get a little bit back at least. There goes down the inside, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to survive against Onion on the better tires. Wilco coming into the pit lane. Now he's gonna be very, very far behind. That's very unlucky when EA ruins your race basically like this. Wilco was solid for a P4, P5. Yeah, well, this things happen. It's basically like an engine failure or something like that if you want to compare it to real life. Yeah, Onion's already got past Equasar and is looking for a podium today. That connection issue has messed up a lot the man on the Racing Bull. Bomb could try and get a little bit close into this as well. Wilco's come out in P6, not bad for the man on the kick. Well, damage limitation now, and he's on the hards. He's used all the hard tires. Well, this is not good. A safety car would be beautiful for a lot of people in this race. Now Omar's coming to the pit lane, no more risks to take for the man on the Red Bull. Someone's gone off there, I think. Equasar is gonna try and stick to the back of Onion though. He knows it's gonna be a little bit difficult being on the older compound of tire. Omar comes out on fresh hards, so I don't know if this is a good idea. Charlie now sets the fastest lap of the race. Omar's gonna be leading by 10 seconds, more than 10 seconds in front of Charlie. Mark out of nowhere appears in contention. And he's gonna be attacking Sika Loco for P8 of the race. Dino Bino Bambino is gonna be trying to chase Wilco on those degraded hard tires. Like I said, Onions found a podium there out of nowhere. This is gonna be his second of the season. If of course this finishes like it is now. Bomb could try and attack Equasar maybe, but he's way too far I think to think about closing up the gap to the man on the Racing Bull. Meanwhile, Dino Bino Bambino is gonna be chasing after Wilco. That could be a P6 finish for Dino Bino Bambino, continuing his great streak of results in this season. I think every race Dino has done this season, he hasn't finished lower than P6, which is really good for the man on the Ferrari. Now has to fight against Wilco. But just made a little mistake there and is lost a little bit of time, but it's gonna be once back into the fight. Dino now gets the move done against Wilco, moves up to P6 of the race. Next target is gonna be try and go chase after Bonbon. Well, it's gonna be nearly impossible for Dino Bino Bambino at this stage. We had no safety car today. Well, we had some BSCs, but no full safety car, which is quite interesting being this Baku. Meanwhile, Joseph Vesely is has managed to close up the gap to Motorway a little bit. I wonder if he's gonna be able to make it up into a P10 finish. It's very far still. He's gonna be losing around 20 points to Omar. I think if he can't gain any more, he should at least pit and try and get the fastest lap to score one more point for the championship. Would be much more useful than just finish on P11. I think that would be a better idea for Joseph Vesely. Omar now sets the fastest time. Of course, it's on a hard set of tires. Not much happening at the moment then. We have maybe a battle between teammates here between Sikaloco and Mark. If I'm not wrong, Mark has a 5-second penalty to serve from last race, so I guess the fight with his teammate won't change really that much the result. Still gonna finish on P9, most likely. Still could say is kind of solid points for the Alpine guys. Mark gonna be attacking Sikaloco for P8 of the race. Have 5 laps to go, but really, like I said before, nothing's happening. Apart this battle between teammates, Mark will not attack his teammate there for P8 of the race. We have no other battle. Well, Wilco closing a little bit to Dino now. Could get a little bit interesting for P5 of the race. Bonbon closing a little bit to Ecosar. Though I think it's unlikely he's going to be getting the move done. But who knows? We need to close up a lot in only 5 laps. So yeah, it's not going to be an easy challenge, but not impossible challenge for the man on the Aston Martin. Wilco's gone off the road there. That's gonna be good for Dino Bino Bambino. Well, quite calm laps, final laps of this Azerbaijan GP. Most everything is basically already decided. Oh, Mark's crashed out, and that it's another BSC. What's happened with the safety car today? Because it's not coming out a single time. This has to be a joke, right? The safety car is set on standard. Wilco has pitted for fresh soft tires. Well, Motorway is coming into the pit lane. That gives Joseph one more position. And it's up to P9 of the race. I really can't believe how that was not a safety car. I have 3 BSCs in this race, though none of those has been a full course safety car. Though I believe it would have only like 2 laps to go, 2 laps of racing. I guess probably the reason why we... Oh, Charlie's coming to the pit lane, but it's come a little bit late. Because the safety car's already ended. We got a yellow flag in sector 1. That's back marker, that's Motorway. Who's on the... in front of Omar. Charlie's getting out of the pit lane. Is gonna be right in front of Onian. Onian who... will be getting the DRS? No, he's not going to be getting the DRS. Well, he's gone for the fastest lap. Wilco's gone for the fastest lap as well. We'll see who's going to be the one to get it in the end. Wilco might try and close the gap to Sika Loco. I think it's very little to the end, so he can close up that enough time. Charlie's going to be pushing for that fastest lap of the race. Omar's going to be winning by a big margin. He has a Motorway in front of him as well. Finally, Joseph Vesely doing some damage limitation with this result. He's gonna score 11 points, gonna be losing 19 points to Omar. It's gonna be, well, Omar's in the pit lane. Omar also wants to get the fastest lap of the race. Everyone coming in to, well, they all want that point. And well, Omar then is gonna be finishing just a little bit ahead of Charlie in this race. Just a little bit ahead of Onion as well. He's come in for the fastest lap. They're taking the advantage of the situation. And Omar is gonna be way in front of Charlie. Bonbon's 4 seconds behind Equasar. But I guess nothing will change between these two. 4 seconds in 2 laps, it's basically impossible unless there's a mistake from side of one of them. Actually, Wilco is flying at the moment. Wilco could well chase Sika Loco for P7 of the race. 4.6 seconds is the gap. We still have 2 laps to go. So yeah, it's possible for Wilco to get at the back. Omar leading, followed by Charlie, followed by Onion, followed by Equasar Bonbon. Then comes Dino Bino Bambino, then comes Sika Loco and Wilco. Wilco, who is... Charlie's now sets the fastest lap of the race. Omar's gonna try and take that record for himself now. We go on with Wilco, who's flying compared to Sika Loco. Sika Loco have any type of damage? I think he doesn't, but... yeah, he's just gonna let him go. No, he's weaving a little bit there. Baraka says Broadway a warm-up lap as well. I don't know what Omar drank today, but it's working. Well, yeah, Omar's been absolutely dominant. Nothing to say about the man in the Red Bull. He's gonna take a super dominant win today. Here comes now Wilco. Is gonna be getting the overtake done against Sika Loco down the inside. Down the inside sends the dive bomb. Sikaloko's gonna try and break the latest, though that wasn't enough to get the move done, though. Wilco with better traction there. With the fresh soft tires, gonna get the move done into the next corner, but no, actually Sikaloko's now gonna get the DRS, but gets a poor exit, so that was gonna allow Wilco to hold into his position. Sikaloko though is gonna try and surprise down the inside, and well, he's gonna let him go. Wilco will be getting the DRS though into the next straight, but it's a very nice fight between the two of them. Sikaloko versus Wilco. Sikaloko around the outside is gonna try and get the overtake done. I think this was a very risky place to do it. We're gonna go on then with Omar is gonna come home to win the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, second win of the season, and a dominant drive. He didn't get the fastest lap in the end. Still a great drive from him. Sikaloko and Wilco keep their fight here in through the castle section. This is very exciting. Charlie takes P2 of the race. Well, I guess Wilco's just gonna be waiting for the main straight. Finally, Onian takes another podium in his career. Equusar will come to take P4 of the race. Bonbon will take P5. Probably Bonbon's best race in the league so far. And yeah, Sikaloko goes a little bit deep. I think this is job done for Wilco. I don't see Sikaloko really... Oh, Sikaloko's played there greatly, because he's now going to be getting the DRS. Sikaloko's going to be getting the DRS against Wilco. I don't know how Wilco could fall for this. Obvious trick. Sikaloko's going to be getting the move done once again. Oh, Wilco. Sikaloko mega move there in the line. Sikaloko finishes P7. Wilco P8. Joseph Vasily is going to come home to score 11 points. And like said before, he needs to lock in this championship once again. He's lost now 6 points to Equusar, if I'm not wrong. It's not that much, but the result on track speaks for itself. He didn't do a good race at all. And he needs to get back into shape to be back into the fight for the championship.
Welcome to the party, Omar Almada.
Well, there you go with the Morocco national anthem and the Austrian national anthem for winner Omar and for the Red Bull team, of course. And well, we're gonna get with the post-race interviews. I guess it's only gonna be Omar, as I can see. Haven't seen any. Onyan's not gonna be. Onyan's not gonna be joining us for the post-race interviews, and Charlie hasn't replied. So I guess we'll go with only with the race winner. Gonna join the party really soon to start. Well, we're in the party chat then. We will start this post-race interviews. So, Omar, first of all, congratulations on that mega win from you today. I guess you were a bit frustrated from last week's where, well, many things could happen and you struggled a lot in some GPs, but, well, today everything went your way. You got that pole position in the end, taking also advantage of Charlie's quick retirement from qualifying, but then you started building the pace, keep it consistent, even though when finding that traffic in front of you, you managed to clear it nice and clean without picking any damage or stuff. And well, we're able to take this very dominant victory. You could even pit one or two more times than maybe you needed. So, well, can say it's a very solid performance in a track you said you maybe weren't gonna feel that comfortable. So, how was your experience around here? Basically, well, you didn't have to race much people today. Were just dominating at the front, but still, it's a very difficult track to keep it clean for 26 laps.
Yeah, honestly, it's a bit of a boring race, but like these tracks, you better just run away. It's better for your race than to stay in fights or something else, because you know the wall's so close, any contact can make the car go away. But thankfully, the quali went good. Like I said last week, it was a hard track. By the looks of it, it looked easy, but I almost threw everything away on the first stint. I boxed, I think, lap 6. Normally, I should have boxed lap 7 because I broke my wing locked up to the wall. And hopefully, I had already a gap to the cars behind. And I think a VSC came as well. in lap 6, so I think that helped as well. Well, and like you said, it was just about making it easy and trying to make it to the end. Charlie took the fastest lap, I think, because he had another brand new set of softs. So yeah, I tried to go for the fastest lap at the end as well, but it didn't happen. But it was a good race, and let's see next week.
Do you think Paul was key around here? Because maybe if you watch the race later in the when the stream back in the stream and highlights and stuff, you'll see that behind you basically there was big battles between Jensen, Charlie. I think they put each other into the wall. You probably will see it later,
Yeah, yeah.
and a lot of chaos. You think actually getting that pole position and running away into turn one was key for this victory? You think it maybe could have not gone your way if you maybe were
Yeah, yeah.
P2 after turn one?
Definitely. This is for me. This track is like a Monza, but with low wings. So, like, you need that pole position to just try and run away. If you don't make it by yourself, at least you have one or two cars behind you following you, but not to have the whole field. And like you said, lap one, I saw the cars behind, especially because I think Jensen started on hards. So it was a little bit hard for him to make it on the first lap. I think I saw them side by side a lot, especially that first lap. After that, I kept looking to the time to the cars behind. I kept looking, and it was the cars were dropping too much because they were fighting, and that worked to my advantage as well.
Having in mind we still have 5 more races to go, and well, you've closed up some points in the championship, though you were still around. Let me give it a little quick check. You were um, you are 54 points behind the leader before last race. Now with this, I think you will be 41 points behind with still 5 races to go. How are you looking into the championship? I think it's 41 points, but yeah, it's still
Something
one
like
race
that. I think it's
distance
gonna
and
be
a little
around.
bit more. Huh?
It's gonna be, I think, around 50 because Equazer finished P4 as well. So I think it's still a little bit far the championship to think about it. Maybe a couple more races, then we start the calculator.
Well, you're now like Max last season in the chase. Well, we'll see if in your case you can make it. Max lost it by 2 points. Maybe you can turn it around, but yeah, we'll see. Like we've seen this season, races can go either way. You like don't have any clear driver you know that's gonna win. And the only drivers that have been able to win twice are you and Equisar. Then we got 5 different winners in 7 races. So yeah, many things can still happen, and let's not forget we got Vegas as well, which is a track that, like this one, can bring a lot of chaos.
Yeah. Bahrain as well is a track that is like known for a lot of overtakes, and it's a different like racetrack than the tracks we did at the start of the season. But let's see. Like you said, we never know who's gonna finish on the podium or who's gonna win, and that's exciting.
It is indeed very exciting. I'm actually very happy how the season's going with how competitive it's been, how like a lot of people can be in the fight for the win and stuff. But well, we'll see how Bahrain goes. Like you say, it's a much different track. It's track where overtaking is pretty easy. It's not like Austria where it's like full of straight. We still have those very nice corners in the middle sector, but I gotta say it's a pretty balanced track. You got a lot of corners, but at the same time you got very good overtaking points, like the main straight. You could even overtake in the straight after that, and maybe even in the last DRS one, which is a little bit more complicated to do. But I guess degradation is high as well, so I probably would expect to stop a race for most people. Or well, I'm not gonna tell you to rebuild your strategy, but at least that's what I think. But well, we'll see.
Yeah, Tyrwell is known to be really high on the Bahrain, and yeah, I think it's a definite two stop. If anyone is trying a one stop, I think it's gonna be. You need a really good pace on those last laps to make the one stop work. But let's see. It's this is like I said, the more exciting thing about it.
Well then, thanks for your time, Omar. Congratulations once again for a great victory today, and well, we'll see what last 5 races of the season have for us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Well, and that's it for today. Another exciting race of IOR. We'll look forward to recruiting drivers once again to make it full grid like in a couple of races in the past, or at least have nearly full grid like we've done nearly all the season. I know some people were serving bans as well. But still, I think it was a pretty enjoyable race also because of the track itself. It's always give us a really good show. But anyway, we'll be back next week for a very classic track in IOR Bahrain, and a track that has also, like I said before, a lot of history, a lot of interesting details and facts, stuff that happened in the past, and well, basically a lot of history in the league. So well, thanks to all for watching, and goodbye. Hope to see everyone back in Bahrain next week.